Kulothunga I was born to Amanga Devi, the daughter of Rajendra I, and Raja of Vengi started the Chalukya Chola line of rulers. He united Vengi kingdom with the Chola Empire. Kulothunga I defeated the western Chalukyas. He also captured Kalinga during his reign. Sri Lanka declared its independence. He had very close relationship with Sri Vijaya and sent trade missions to their land in 1077 AD. Kulothunga I was a great administrator. He measured the lands and regulated land revenue. As he removed excise duties, he was called as Sungam thavirtha Cholan. He patronized great literary scholars like G.M. Kundan, Ottakuttar, Pugalendi, and Kambar. The Chola Empire began to disintegrate due to the rise of feudatories like the Kadavarayas and the emergence of the Pandya Empire. Rajendra III was the last Chola ruler. The Chola kingdom was annexed to the Pandya Empire with the defeat of Rajendra III by Jatavarman Sundara Pandya II. Central government, the Cholas had an excellent system of administration. The emperor or king was at the top of the administration. The extent of the resources of the Chola Empire increased the power and prestige of monarchy. The big capital cities like Tanjore and Gangaikonda of Cholapuram, the large royal courts and excessive grants to the temples revealed the authority of the king. They undertook royal tours to increase the efficiency of the administration. There was elaborate administrative machinery containing comprising various officials called Perundanam and Sirudanam. The land revenue department was well organized. It was called as Puravu Varithinai Kalam. All lands were carefully surveyed and classified for assessment of revenue. The residential portion of the village was called as Urnatam. These and other lands, such as the lands belonging to temples, were exempted from tax. Besides land revenue, there were tolls and customs on goods taken from one place to another. Various kinds of professional taxes, dues levied on ceremonial occasions like marriages and judicial fines. During the hard times, there were remission of taxes, and Kulothunga I became famous by abolishing tolls and earned the title Sangam Thavirtha Cholam. The main items of government expenditure were the king and his court, army and navy, roads, irrigation tanks and canals. The Cholas maintained regular standing army consisting of elephants, cavalry, infantry and navy. About 70 regiments were mentioned in the inscriptions. The royal troops were called as Kaikola Perumbadai. Within this there was a personal troop to defend the king known as Vellaikarar. Attention was given to the training of the army and military cantonments called Kadagams existed. The Cholas paid special attention to their navy. The naval achievements of the Tamils reached its climax under the Cholas. They controlled the Malabar and Coromandel coast. In fact, the Bay of Bengal became a Chola lake for some time. The Chola empire was divided into mandalams and each mandalam into valanadus and nadus. In each nadu there was a number of autonomous villages. The royal princes or officers were in charge of mandalams. The valanadu was under Periya Nattar and Nadu under Nattar. The town was known as Nagaram and it was under the administration of a council called Nagaratar. Village assemblies. The system of village autonomy with sabas and their committees developed through the ages and reached its culmination during the Chola rule. Two inscriptions belonging to the period of Parantaka, one found at Uttiramerur, provide details of the formation and functions of village councils. The village was divided into 30 wards and each was to nominate its members to the village council. The qualification to become a ward member were ownership of at least one-fourth valley of land, own residence above 30 years and below 70 years of age, knowledge of Vedas. Certain norms of disqualification were also mentioned. Those who had been past members of the three committees of the past 3 years, those who had failed to submit accounts as committee members, those who had committed sins to have stolen the property of others. From the persons duly nominated, one was to be chosen for each ward by Kulothunga system for a year. The names of eligible persons were written on palm leaves and put into a pot. A young boy or girl would now take out 30 names for each for one ward. They were divided into 6 variants and some Vatsara Variam, Eri Variam, Tota Variam, Pancha Variam, Pon Variam, Puravari Variam to take up 6 different functions of the village administration. The committee members were called Vai Variya Perumakkal. They usually met in the temple or under a tree and passed resolutions. The number of committees and ward members varied from village to village. Caste system was widely prevalent during the Chola period. Brahmins and Kshatriyas enjoyed special privileges. The inscriptions of the later Chola rule mention about two major divisions among the castes, Valangai and Idangai castes. Hence, there was cooperation among various castes and sub-castes in social and religious life. The position of women did not improve. The practice of sati was prevalent among the royal families. The Devadasi system or dancing girls attached to the temples emerged during this period. Both Saivism and Vaishnavism continued to flourish during the Chola period. A number of temples were built under the patronage of Chola kings and queens. The temples remained centers of economic activity during this period. The Matas had great influence during this period. Both agriculture and industry flourished. Reclamation of forest lands and the construction and maintenance of irrigation lines led to agricultural prosperity. The weaving industry, particularly the silk weaving at Kanchi, flourished. The metalworks developed owing to a great demand of images for temples and utensils. Commerce and trade were brisk for tankroads or pyramids and merchant guilds. Gold, silver, copper coins were issued in plenty at various denominations. Commercial contacts between the Chola Empire and China, Sumatra, Java, and Arabia were extensively prevalent. Arabian horses were imported in large numbers to strengthen the cavalry. Education also given importance. Besides the temples and mathas as educational centers, several education institutions also flourished. The inscription at Ennayiram, Tirumukkudal, and Tirubuvanai provide details of the college existed in these places. Apart from Vedas and epic subjects like mathematics and medicine were taught in these institutions. Endowment of lands was to run these institutions. The development of Tamil literature reached its peak during Chola period. Sivaga Sindhamani, written by Tiruthagadeva and Kundalagesi, belonged to 10th century. The Ramayana, composed by Kamban, and the Periya Puranam or Tirutondar Puranam by Sekilar are the two masterpieces of this age. J.M. Kondar's Kalingathavarani describes the Kalinga war fought by Kulothunga I. The Moovarula, written by Otakota, depicts the life of three Chola kings. The Nalavemba, written by Pugalendy, the works are Tamil grammar like Kalladam by Kalladanar, Ya Perangalam by Amirtha Sagarar, Jain Nannul by Pavanandi, and Veerasolyan by Buddhamitra were the products of the Chola age. The Dravidian style of art and architecture reached its perfection under the Cholas. They built enormous temples. The chief feature of the Chola temple is the Vimana. The early Chola temples are found at Narthamalai and Kodumbalur in Pudukkottai district and at Srinivasanallur in Tiruchirappalli district. The big temple at Tanjavur, built by Rajaraj I, was a masterpiece of South Indian art and architecture.